Hi everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to Super Popcorn Friends Club.
Debut, brand new show, never heard of it.
Never heard of it. This
What a
is
unique concept.
the first episode of our new show, which is also the 100th episode of our other show.
We've been at it too long.
It's two shows, but it's one show. Don't worry about it.
It's mostly just one show.
It's one show. Just there's just a different name this time.
And different graphics.
I made some graphics. Did you like this graphic?
I did.
Thanks, 1 million. It being the 100th episode, I thought we should do something special. But I had no ideas for what special to do. But we've talked for some time about how we'd like to start covering movies on here.
That's what we're doing.
That's what this is.
Wow.
Wake up, sheeple.
There was always this feeling of dread. It's like, these episodes are gonna be too long. We have to watch a whole movie. But I'm pretty sure both The Last of Us and Fallout were longer than this movie.
They were, yeah. Well, they were.
This.
They were movie length. So
Yeah.
But that's something I was thinking. Yeah, like how much of our day is doing a movie gonna take up? But there's a few shows we've covered that were movie length, despite being TV shows. TV shows are getting too long these days.
For real. And movies, absurdly long. I need to take 2 breaks in the middle of watching a movie.
You know, it being the 100th episode, at the end, I think we should take some time to answer some frequently asked questions. By which I mean questions we've been asked once.
Is it gonna be, are we ever gonna cover movies?
That might be one of them.
That's
We'll
one
see.
of my frequently asked questions.
I've prepared some questions that people have asked us, and we'll answer them at the end.
Okay. I'm scared.
But for now, I thought since it's the first movie episode, we should do the same thing we did for our first ever episode and cover the very first video game movie that was made.
It's a Mario!
It's a Mario! But it's not the Mario that you might think it is. Because I'm pretty sure the Super Mario Bros. Live action movie with Bob Hoskins was the first American-made video game movie. But Japan had already been at it for some time.
You can't stop them. They're monsters.
So, as it turns out, I think like 7 years before that live-action Mario movie, Japan had Super Mario Bros. The Great Mission to Rescue Princess Peach. We've talked about Mario a whole lot before, so, you know, if you want to hear us talk about the history of Super Mario Bros., you can go watch one of our Mario Super Show episodes. I don't want to cover it again.
No, everybody knows who Mario is. He's the guy with the red hat.
Yeah, he's the guy with the facial hair.
Yeah, he's the guy that jumps.
The cute mustache and the
Pants.
and the brother.
The brother who I could have sworn was green.
Don't be silly.
He's yellow now.
Is incorrect. This movie was released in theaters on July 20th, 1986. A scant few days after I was born.
Coincidence?
I think this movie summoned me into existence, but maybe I summoned it into existence since I came first, but just barely.
Which one was in production longer?
I don't know. It took them about 9 months to get me out. But I don't know about this one. But this movie was released just a couple weeks before the Japanese Super Mario Bros. 2, the one that we know as the Lost Levels.
Okay. I was going to ask about the time frame because there's a lot of things in this. There's a lot of things in this movie that I was like, huh.
Yes, I had a lot of similar huhs about certain things because there are a lot of things in this that I do think of as like quintessential Mario things that weren't yet Mario things when this movie came out.
Right.
So this movie was really just working from Super Mario Brothers and nothing else, because it was released to coincide with Mario Brothers 2, but Mario Brothers 2 doesn't really have anything new. That was one of the big critiques about Mario Brothers 2, in fact.
It's just harder.
It's just harder, yeah. I think there are some new enemies, but they're all just new versions of old enemies. And I think the only thing in it that was truly new was the poison mushroom, which didn't, really stick around afterwards.
I've seen it. I've heard whispers of it.
Yeah, I mean, it shows up sometimes, but
I don't remember it exists.
I don't think it was very well received. Nobody likes a power down.
No, especially when it's disguised as a power-up.
Yeah, the game goes to great pains to teach you that when a mushroom comes out of a block, it's a good thing.
You put it right in your mouth.
This screened alongside a video walkthrough for Super Mario Bros. 2 called Super Mario Bros. 2 Complete Strategy Guide. It was the original Let's Play.
That's crazy.
I don't know, or like at least the original like video walkthrough. It might have been the first ever video walkthrough, and it screened in theaters.
In theaters?
Yeah.
Can you imagine going to theaters to watch some Let's Player scream about Left 4 Dead?
That must have happened at some point by now. But I wonder, were people just going in with notebooks? Because this was screening before the game came out, a couple weeks before the game came out. They were screening a walkthrough for it.
I already know how to beat this one. I'm going to speed run it.
So I said before that it was the first video game movie, but that's only half true, because there's another one that released on the same day as this one.
What?
Yeah, the same day Running Boy Star Soldier's Secret came out, which was based on Hudson Soft's Star Soldier game.
I don't even know what that is.
Me neither. Never heard of it before now. But we'll look at it. We'll look at it eventually.
One of these days.
Yeah. This was made by Grouper Productions, who I've never heard of. They are apparently best known for their work on various Sanrio films and OVAs.
Cool.
They were pretty much all retellings of public domain stories featuring Hello Kitty, My Melody, Kero Kero Keroppi, and the Little Twin Stars. And I know who all of those are thanks to my sister.
Nerd.
My sister runs Sanrio Daily, for anybody who doesn't know. Go follow Sanrio Daily if you like Hello Kitty stuff.
Who doesn't like Hello Kitty?
I think everyone who likes Hello Kitty is already following her, to be honest.
I don't know. There's a lot of Hello Kitty fans out there. A lot of unreached, untapped market.
That's true, but I don't think we're going to bring a whole lot to the table.
There's a lot of overlap between niche video game cartoons and Hello Kitty fans.
That's true.
There's probably tens of people.
There are dozens of them. This movie was written by Hideo Takayashiki, who wrote several of those Sanrio OVAs, and also Maison Ikoko. I don't know what it is. It seemed to be a romance anime. I watched a trailer for it.
Cool.
It had a nice style. I liked it.
Did you feel romanced?
I didn't.
Oh.
But I didn't. There were no subtitles, so I didn't really know what was going on.
That's fair. We can't say it failed at its core premise yet.
No. So, let's talk about this movie.
Let's do it.
We open immediately on Mario playing a Nintendo Entertainment System. Well, I guess it's a Famicom, actually.
Yeah, that's not a Nintendo.
No, it's a very accurate Famicom, though.
It's pretty wild.
The game isn't real, as far as I'm aware.
No, that's the Running Man.
I guess you're like a kid with a baseball bat fighting homework. That's what it looked like to me.
Just like real life.
Yeah, all the enemies were things like pencils and protractors and erasers. Then at one point a homework desk shows up and you fight that.
I don't think I actually picked up on what he was fighting, so it's good. It's good to know that he's fighting education.
Yeah, he's fighting against school. I'm pretty sure every enemy except for the desk was something that you would find in a school pencil case. And all these things that, like, it took me back because there are things there that I haven't seen since I left school, and it's all this stuff that they made me buy and then I don't think I ever used, like a compass.
Oh yeah, or a pencil case.
Hey, I have a pencil case still now, but like I don't think I ever used that compass. Or like, what's the triangle called? Where it's a ruler, but it's triangle shaped. I never used that thing.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't know that I ever met it formally.
Yeah, and then there's the thing that was like a ruler, but it's a semicircle.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's called, but I had to have one. I never used it, but I had to have it. So Luigi enters, and he's in his jammies.
Oh my god, Luigi's about to get that Ebenezer Scrooge sleep. I love it so much.
Yeah, he's even got like a candle at one point.
When he comes back with the candle, I lost my mind. Like, when did this become the pajama look? Why does he have a candle? It's the 80s.
When can we get this outfit in Smash Brothers?
I thought you were going to say just in general. I was like, Amazon, easy. Let's get some matching Ebenezer jammies.
I'm down. What's the show that Super Jammies Friends Club, though?
I would think that is just watching, like, infomercials that play loudly at 2 and 3 in the morning.
Yeah, alright, that's our show for watching video game commercials.
You're dead asleep, but you left the TV on, and out of nowhere, something just blasts you awake. You feel like you're in a liminal void.
So we've got Mario here, played by Toru Furuya, known as the voice of Tuxedo Mask.
It's him!
It's the guy. He was also Yamcha in Dragon Ball, and he played Berg in the Pokemon Black and White anime.
Oh, the weird bug guy.
Yeah, he's Rei in Detective Conan, Sabo in One Piece, and he also played Mario in a bunch of commercials and a couple of video games before Martinet became the real voice.
Dethroned him.
Yeah. So they kept him around for a while because he did the voice of Mario for a couple of the Super Nintendo online games that they had in Japan. There was like an Excitebike game on the Super Nintendo that you needed the whatever it was called, the BS. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, it was like an online system that the Super Nintendo had in Japan only for a while, and you could download new stages and stuff. And there was a Zelda game, I think there was an F-Zero game, and there was this Mario Excitebike game, and this guy was Mario's voice in it. So
cool.
That's a good like 10 years or so after this anime came out.
10 years of coasting on that Mario paycheck.
If he was coasting on any paycheck, it was probably the Dragon Ball or the Sailor Moon ones.
Nobody's ever heard of those shows.
I think Tuxedo Mask is probably the most important character he's played. I mean, you know, not counting Mario, who's more important to me.
I was gonna say, is Tuxedo Mask important?
Yeah, he's a main character in a big name anime.
He is, but so many times he just shows up and then leaves without doing anything.
Yeah, but that's why we love him.
He does also like date a 14-year-old for a little bit.
How old's he though? If he's also 14, that's okay.
Isn't he in college?
I have no idea who he is. I'm not going to defend this man. I've never met him. Luigi is played by Yu Mizushima, who played Aigaron in the Zyuden Sentai Kyoryuga series. I'm not sure which Sentai series that is, but it's one of them.
It's the Kyoryuga series.
He also played Mars in Six Combination God Mars.
Remember when we watched Mars of Destruction?
Why would you bring that up now? I don't know if anybody remembers when we watched that.
I just think we need to revisit it. I know there's no more episodes.
Just
but
do it again. Just watch the same one again.
Try to make sense of it.
Listen, I still have the copy of the game that I got my hands on.
We don't understand it, but we could fumble our way through.
Fully in Japanese, but I don't know, maybe there's a translation patch out there. Anyway.
No one knows what that game is.
Yu Mizushima also was the voice of Misery, Zeus, Kawamatsu, Napoleon, and Prometheus in One Piece. That's a lot of characters.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah. But, there's like 1,000 episodes of that show, so...
There's too many pieces of the One Piece, if you ask me.
Yeah. I can't keep up. I'm interested in One Piece, but there's so much of it.
That number puts me off immediately. You think I got that kind of time?
Yeah. I can't even catch up with, 10-episode shows that I'm behind on. I finally finished Owl House, 2 years after it ended.
Yeah, that sounds like how I watch shows.
So Luigi gives up trying to get Mario to come to bed and goes to bed himself. I love that it's 1986. Video games are still, video games at home is still a really new concept, but this is already relatable.
The struggle.
Yeah. The Famicom has been out for a year, and we've already got a movie about somebody staying up too late playing video games.
Yeah, video games scratch that very specific itch.
Yeah. So Mario's game bugs out.
And he gets Sonic.exe'd.
Well, yeah, but by a beautiful princess. The best kind of Sonic.exe.
For a second, I thought this anime was going to be a reverse isekai.
Oh. Where she, comes out of the... I don't understand, actually. Now that I think about it, I didn't make this observation watching the show, but now that I think back on it, they don't, go into the video game to chase her.
It appears to be just another part of their world.
Yeah, so how did she get in the video game? That's never addressed.
Peach, how did you download yourself into a Famicom?
Anyway, she comes out the TV. She's chased out by,
Koopas.
Most of the enemy. No, funnily enough, Koopas are, one of the few things that don't chase her out. There's paratroopers.
No, there's one Koopa.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, there's one Koopa and a bunch of Lakitu and Cheep Cheep.
Okay, because I saw the paratroopers. And I saw the Spinies.
The Koopa's the first thing that comes out, but he waddles off screen pretty quickly.
Okay, I guess I just missed him. Yeah, I saw Lakitu, I saw Cheep Cheep, I saw Blooper, and I even saw some Buzzy Beetles in there. Probably the most forgotten of the Super Mario Bros. 1 enemies. And Bullet Bills. And then for some reason, they all kind of fill the room and cause a bunch of chaos, but then they all just vanish.
Yeah, they gotta make way for their Lord and Savior Bowser.
Oh, is that what it was?
I would imagine.
They all disappear, and then Mario's left alone with an unconscious princess. And he just kind of stares at her until she wakes up and screams.
Well, she did fall on top of him for a while, and that's how do you get out of that?
Yeah. She introduces herself as Princess Peach and calls Mario a brave knight.
But it's as prophesied.
As prophesied. When we looked at the Super Show, she was called Princess Toadstool in that, but she's already Peach here, because she was always Peach in Japan.
Yeah, why did they go with Toadstool?
I don't know. I don't know why they changed it at all. It was an odd change to make, but I feel like that was a period where America just liked to change things. You know?
Yeah, I do.
We can't have a Japanese name like Peach?
Peachy Hime, no one will ever understand that.
Change it to Toadstool. I don't get it. It has such a... Peach is a good name for her.
Yeah.
Toadstool doesn't quite have the same... It doesn't conjure the same image, you know?
I'm gonna name my beautiful baby girl Toadstool.
Maybe, but I think Toadstool... In Mario 64, at least, they implied that Toadstool is still her family name. Yeah, but then they never used it again since, so I don't know. Peach is played by Mami Yamase. As far as acting goes, this is what she's best known for, apparently.
Oh, dear.
But she's better known for her J-pop career, where she's quite successful. She actually... most of the songs in this movie are hers, so...
I thought so. There's one song later where I was like, is that Peach?
Yeah, it is, yep. So Peach asks to hide out with Mario for a while, but then she notices Bowser is approaching from the TV. Again, I don't know why he's in the TV.
I don't know, but he Sadakos her right back in.
Why does he keep licking his lips and drooling?
Hungry for marriage.
I thought he was gonna eat her for this whole scene, but there's no implication of that anywhere else in the movie. It's only here.
What is more threatening than a giant creature coming out of a TV licking its lips at you?
And calling you sweetie.
If a normal-ass human did that to me, I would be terrified.
In the Japanese, he's calling her Peach-chan, but the subtitled version that we watched, they had translated that as him calling her sweetie, which is, that's accurate enough.
That's a good localization.
Yeah, I think so too. So Peach tells us that he's the leader of the monsters and that he's made a mess of her kingdom. He is played by Akiko Wada, another one best known for her music career. But she was also the voice of Marge in the Japanese dub of the Simpsons movie.
Oh, okay. That's the obvious place to think. But for some reason you said Marge and I thought of Large Marge from Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
No, Marge Simpson.
Okay.
And that's not the only Simpsons connection we'll be seeing in here.
Uh-oh.
So Peach encourages Mario to fight Bowser. Bowser's called Koopa in this because America changed his name to Bowser, and that one never got reverted like Peach did. But I kind of prefer the name Bowser for it. Yeah, I think it's a better name for him.
Especially because then you got all those Koopa Troopas.
Yeah, but they're called Noki Noki in Japanese.
Oh.
So they just kind of like shuffled the names. It's another M. Bison situation. It's strange because we called them Koopa Troopers because they were the troopers of Koopa.
But he wasn't Koopa?
But then they renamed him Bowser. But they were still Koopa Troopers. And then the trooper kind of got dropped from Koopa Troopers, and now we just call those Koopas, so...
Everything works out in the end. Life finds a way.
Yeah, I really liked when Bowser just kind of pokes Mario through the floor.
He's a pipsqueak.
He is. He's always been a little bit of a pipsqueak, I guess.
Yeah, that's why he's got to eat the mushroom, so he gets bigger.
Mario puts up his dukes, but it doesn't work out, and Bowser just...
Peach fights harder than Mario does.
Yeah.
She's throwing couches.
Oh yeah, she's good at that. Bowser just kind of escapes back into the TV with her, and the game over theme plays.
Mario lost in real life.
And Luigi is woken up by Mario yelling at and shaking the TV.
He comes out with his candle lit.
Even though the lights are on.
It's the same amount of light that it was when he was previously in the room.
I guess he just thinks that Mario lost the game real bad.
He thinks that he's a little bit too involved in the video game,
Yeah.
and that he's conflating it with real life.
Yeah. It basically tells him to go to bed. But Mario finds a necklace that Peach dropped.
It's real!
And then there's an opening theme song that plays.
I was not anticipating that this song would be the through line for the entire movie.
This song, doesn't it feel older than this movie?
Yeah, a little bit.
It feels older than the 80s to me. It's a song about rock and roll. It's called Doki Doki Do It by Mirai Doji. It's strange. I don't dislike it, but it just, I don't know, there's something odd about it to me.
It's not my favorite, but it has absolutely been stuck in my head all week.
Yeah. So now we're into it. The opening credits have passed. I did like the kind of like wood carving look that the opening credits had. That was nice.
It was. Got to see a bunch of enemies and such.
Now this is where the movie... This part is where the movie feels the least like Mario to me.
Just because they run a grocery store?
In the desert, yeah. Because we know the Mario Brothers as plumbers from New York. That's what they've always been since I was a kid.
Except they're so Japanese in this movie.
They're very Japanese. They're even described as being from the East, aren't they?
Are they?
Yeah, the mushroom hermit guy. The old man.
That could be the East Coast of America.
It could be.
Where we eat ramen and furikake.
And where the desert is. He says the kingdom from the East.
Yeah, New York.
Yeah. It's funny because I don't think that this movie feels any more or less Mario-y than the Super Show does.
Right.
It's just Mario-y in different ways than the Super Show is.
It's equivalently Mario-y.
Yeah. Them running this grocery store kind of threw me for a loop. Because they're plumbers. I know they're plumbers. Group of productions.
Stop lying to us about the Mario Brothers.
But yeah, Luigi's serving customers. Luigi has older brother energy in this movie to me.
He does. It's a little weird.
He's always the one telling Mario what to do.
I know we're used to a cowardly Luigi.
Yeah.
But this
which is another thing that the Super Show got right.
Yeah.
Which this one doesn't. This movie gives us greedy Luigi.
Yes.
He's Wario Luigi.
That's why he's wearing yellow, because it's the color of gold.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's mostly wearing blue. This is the first time we see him in his normal clothes. And his color scheme is blue and yellow instead of the green and blue that we're used to.
Yeah.
I was wondering if maybe... Because I know the two of them went through a few different colors before they settled on the familiar ones. So I wondered if this was a color scheme that Luigi had ever had before. But he's actually pretty consistently always had green. Even when Mario hadn't landed on red yet, Luigi was already green. So,
do you think he's just possessed by the spirit of Wario?
I wonder.
And they had to exorcise him to make the games?
That's where Wario came from.
Inside Luigi?
Yeah, they got him out. But they couldn't just destroy him.
No, he's too powerful. He immediately got loose and started collecting all of the gold.
Mario's too involved in this necklace he found to correctly serve the customers.
He's obsessed with the beautiful Princess Peach.
Yeah.
His thoughts are consumed with her.
This old lady wants ingredients for a cake and he gives her a bunch of shoes and stuff.
Yeah, and a radish.
And she's so angry about it.
Right. Like, she doesn't even give him a chance to correct it. She's just like, I'm taking my business elsewhere.
Yeah. And throws a brush at Luigi, who didn't do anything wrong.
Your brother's an idiot and it's your fault.
But Luigi spots the necklace, and apparently Luigi just knows that this is a mystical gem from Toad legend.
Well, he's clearly a jewel-hungry money boy.
But how does he know about the toads when they don't seem to know about the Mushroom Kingdom?
I did have that question myself, yeah.
Unclear, unexplained, but he pulls out a book and he reads us some information from it. The stone shall guide its master to a land of treasure. The fields bloom with glittering emeralds, golden mushrooms grow by the water, and the night is filled with diamond stars. I don't think any of that really comes up.
No, I don't think we see a single piece of that prophecy.
No. But they have no idea where it is, so Mario calls directory assistance.
I was a little confused by this part.
I thought it was a funny gag.
It later came together. I was confused at first, and then I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so all Mario says is hello down the phone to the guy at the other end, and the guy is like, oh, Mario, I was waiting for you to call. I'll send someone to pick you up. And I was like, okay.
I thought I had missed something, but it does get explained.
I wish directory assistance was that helpful in this country.
I wish directory assistance would send a blue dog.
Yeah, okay. So about this dog.
Yeah.
Doesn't it kind of look like a wiggler?
Yes, that was my first thought.
Yeah. It's so, because of that, it doesn't feel completely out of place.
Right.
But also, like, who is this dog?
It does and it doesn't feel out of place, because, like, it feels out of place for the world we know Mario and Luigi are in, not for the Mushroom Kingdom they later wind up in.
Yeah.
But they have no problem recognizing this as just a dog.
So this blue dog shows up, takes the gem and runs away. So Mario gives chase and Luigi grabs his treasure hunting gear and gives chase as well. As they're running, they run past all these billboard signs, and one of them is for Grouper Productions. Who made this. One of them is for Sanrio. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, there's a giant Sanrio logo sign. And then there's one that says circus and one that's like a very specific looking green sign with an 8 on it. I don't know if those are real things, but at least 2 of them were signs for real companies.
Right, so we have reason to believe.
Yeah, so if anybody knows what circus is or what that thing with an 8 is, it had such a something about the 8 one was familiar, but I don't know what it is, if it's anything.
It kind of looks like a gas station.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because it reminds me of the gas station from Pixar's Cars.
Right.
And that has to be based on something. So I don't know. I don't know if it's a real thing or if it's a parody of a real thing. But Sanrio's real and shouldn't be related to this. Other than that, the company that made this also makes a lot of Sanrio things. So they run to all these pipes.
And then most of them disappear for some reason.
There's not a lot of pipes in this movie. Like, for a Mario thing, I think this is the only scene that has pipes, except at the very end when they go home again.
Yeah, I'm not mad about that, because it just implies that the warp pipe is the way between the two kingdoms and not just the thing that gets you hither and yon.
Yeah. I guess I'm just used to pipes being everywhere in Mario stuff. But I did like that every time, even when the pipes aren't warping them anywhere, every time they run through one of these empty pipes, it still makes the pipe sound.
Yeah, a lot of Mario noises going on in this.
Yeah, the dog goes down one and Mario chases him, and then every other pipe disappears except for that one. And then Luigi follows them down it.
And there's a wizard down there.
That's a furry old man. He is very hairy.
He is. He's got a pointy dome.
Everything is hair. Even his hands have hair.
I mean, I'm halfway there, so that's
true.
the end result for the path I'm going down.
Is this guy your goals?
Yes.
This is your hairspiration.
It was originally Mandy from the movie of the same name, but my hair is about that length now, so I gotta go deeper.
Yeah, you gotta find a new... gotta move those goalposts.
Right.
This old man is played by Kohei Miyauchi, who is known for playing Master Roshi in Dragon Ball.
A name I have heard.
Yeah, he's a big name character. He was also Mr. Duncan in the Japanese dub of Home Alone 2.
Ooh.
And the Fat Controller in the Japanese dub of Thomas the Tank Engine.
Cool.
Lots of other things too, but those are the ones I wanted to talk about. We just see a flashback scene of a bunch of toads just getting wrecked.
Wrecked.
Chaos, explosions, Toad Town's getting razed to the ground.
Yeah.
There is not a single toad in this movie who looks like the toad we're used to.
They're a little creepy.
The ones that we see here running from the explosions are the closest, but they're all like not quite the right colors and they've all got different patterns on their heads. Like some of them had stars on their heads instead of spots.
I don't hate that.
No, me neither.
The toads and the Koopas all have like different patterns.
Yeah, it was just strange that there is no, toad.
Yeah. Just these weird fairy people.
They're all very, yeah. It's funny. Toads in the games are very squat cartoon children. But the toads in this were all very feminine in a way that and when I say feminine, I don't mean like Toadette. I mean like Peach herself, feminine.
I wish they still had Toad's horrible voice. This delicate little fairy. Hello!
That'd be pretty good. The old man says that Bowser has been using magic to turn the people of the kingdom into bricks and plants and stuff.
Imagine getting turned into a brick.
This is actually real lore from the first game that's like mostly forgotten.
People getting turned into bricks?
Yeah, that's what it says in the manual. Like all the blocks and stuff are the people of the Mushroom Kingdom. So every time you smash a block...
You've just murdered someone. Are the coins really worth it?
It seems like those are people too, so I don't know. He tells them there's a prophecy that says that male twins would journey from the kingdom to the east to save them.
I like that it doesn't even have to be true, but he's like, oh, the princess believes in it, so that's why she found you.
Yeah. I like that the prophecy describes them in great detail, right down to the clothes they're wearing and the mustaches and everything. But it's not particularly flattering about it.
It's accurate, but not flattering.
I don't know if the Mario Brothers had ever been called twins before this point. I feel like the games, they are twins, but I feel like the games didn't directly say that until Yoshi's Island.
Right, they were just brothers.
Yeah, because I remember there being a lot of question about, who was the older brother and...
The birthright of the Mario Brothers.
Yeah. So I thought it was interesting that this does specifically say they're twins.
Yeah.
I also liked that the legend says the brothers are kind-hearted but also money-seeking.
Luigi.
I never really thought about it before, but we think of Wario as the greedy one. But Mario and Luigi are always collecting coins too.
Yeah, just stopping to smash some people bricks.
Yeah. Picking up every money they find on the ground.
Yeah. I remember the red coins and the blue coins.
Yep, and the purple coins in Odyssey. I seen those.
The purple coins. The challenge coins.
Why we give Wario such a hard time when the Marios are at it too?
Because Wario's mean about it.
Wario's honest about it.
He's just a goblin of a man.
Hey, listen, Wario was raised by a pile of money. He's just trying to get his mom back. That's canon. Yeah, that's canon.
That's incredible.
At the end of it's either Yoshi's Island 2 or Yoshi's New Island. I forget which one. But whichever one it is that had like all the babies. At the end of the game, the stork takes them all to their parents. So we see, baby Peach is dropped off with Toadsworth. Baby Donkey Kong, I think, gets dropped off with Cranky. I'm not sure. The Marios go to their parents. And then Wario is left on a raft in the middle of the ocean with a pile of treasure on it. That's his mom.
I feel like Wario turned out pretty well, considering.
Yeah, not too bad. So yeah, Koopa, or Bowser, I'm going to call him Bowser. Bowser plans to force Peach to marry him on Friday the 13th.
I forgot that detail.
And Mario gets so mad that he turns into a Mexican stereotype about it.
Haven't we all pulled out some dual pistols and fired with our ponchos on?
And a sombrero, yeah. I mean, I've been that mad before, waiting for my burrito.
Right, he's heated. He's got 2 bandoliers and a problem.
To defeat Bowser at his palace, they have to find 3 items. The mushroom, the flower, and the star. They only ever call them that. They only ever call them the mushroom, the flower, and the star. That feels more normal for the mushroom and the star to me, but it's so weird that they don't call it the fire flower.
Do we ever actually see him use fire powers, though?
Once.
Okay.
Once. And it's not a big... It's right after they first get the flower.
Right, he doesn't even use it in the climactic scene.
No, I was so confused by that. We'll get to that when we get to that. So the Marios leave and the old man sends the dog to follow them, who we now learn is named Kibidango. And his body does kind of look like Dango.
Yeah.
That's why he looks like Wiggler, because he's all made of balls.
He's made of delicious dango.
Kibidango is played by Shigeru Chiba, who played Pilaf and Raditz in Dragon Ball. Lao Chan in Virtua Fighter. That's the father of the main girl.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Azurda in Xenoblade 2, which is I guess he's kind of like the Navi of the game. At the beginning of the game, he's this huge kind of turtle island creature that you live on. But then I can't remember what happens to him. He like dies or something, and he's reborn in the body of this fluffy little creature that still has an old man voice.
Cool. So
he like follows you around. He's cool. I liked him. He also played Vexen in Kingdom Hearts 3. I don't know who that one is.
It sounds familiar. I have to look it up.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's one of Organization 13, but
yeah,
it looked like he only played him in Kingdom Hearts 3, so I don't know if it's one who didn't have lines before or if he was replacing somebody.
Oh, it's this one. He's boring.
Did he have lines before 3?
I don't remember. I think he might have died in Chain of Memories.
Oh.
So I never really got to see him.
Okay.
Because I don't remember him from Kingdom Hearts 2.
He also played Buggy the Clown in One Piece, and he played Gajira in Magical Princess.
No!
Minky Momo.
She's back!
She's back!
Minky Mama, 오네가이 기대. Minky Mama, 오네가이 기대.
I thought we were rid of that curse.
We'll never be rid of that curse. Anyway, the old man becomes a fungus.
I hate when that happens.
It happened so suddenly, I was taken aback. 1 minute he's chatting away, 1 minute he's like 5 mushrooms.
Yeah, and they're like nasty old mushrooms too.
Well, of course, he's an old man.
A nasty old man.
They're huge. So that there's a montage of them just kind of walking, and it's that song again. It's
Doki 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 do it.
yeah, we'll never escape this song. It's gonna keep playing for the whole movie.
That is the montage theme.
Doesn't it almost feel like this movie is like 3 episodes
Kind
broken
of.
up by these montages? That's the feeling I had. By the time they were going to get the star, I was like, okay, it feels like each one of the items is like an episode, and they're all broken up by this walking montage.
This movie does move at a wild pace.
I like that Luigi briefly left the montage to gamble.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
For like no reason.
He just had to gamble. This is what he does.
There wasn't any gambling in the games at this point.
We need to know that he's the greedy one.
Yeah, they just walk by a casino for some reason, and Luigi's like, I'm gonna go over there.
Don't wait up, I'll be back.
And we see some Goombas watching them as they go.
More like Goombas.
I like Goombas.
Me too.
And I like the way they were portrayed in this.
As goons.
Yeah. We got 2 Goombas. One is played by Hiroko Maruyama, who was Robotan in Robotan, Ryo in Captain Tsubasa, and Stinky in Moomin. And the other one is played by Kazue Komiya, who played Wheelie in Transformers Headmasters, and that was the only thing that really stood out to me.
Oh.
But these Goombas are here. Like, Luigi's hungry. He's starving. He tries to eat the dog.
Yeah. He just sees him as like a steaming plate of meatballs.
Yeah.
And gets his nose chomped.
But the Goombas show up to tempt Luigi away with the promise of mushrooms to eat.
Uh-oh.
When Mario wakes up, Luigi is high as a kite.
Right. Luigi, that's psilocybin.
I noticed the music here. We've had a few songs from the games up to this point. Like, we've had the underwater theme, we've had the main Mario theme.
Mm-hmm.
This scene was playing very specific music that is an arrangement of the Mario theme, but different. And it was driving me crazy because I knew it was from a game, but I couldn't figure out which one. But eventually I figured it out.
Yeah.
This music comes from specifically the Famicom Disk System version of Super Mario Brothers.
Why do you know that?
I don't know it. I had to find it out. It took ages.
But you said you recognized it.
I've heard it before, yeah, but I didn't know where it came from. Because when they re-released Super Mario Brothers for the Famicom Disk System, now it was on a rewritable disc. So they were able to implement kind of like a high score list.
Mm-hmm.
So now there's a name entry screen, and this is the music from the name entry screen.
That's wild.
I went through so many, because my first thought was like, maybe it's in Wrecking Crew or something. I went through, it wasn't on Wrecking Crew. Then I was like, maybe it's on one of those random NES sports games that just had Mario in. So I went through all of those. It wasn't that. I didn't even know there was a Famicom Disk System version of Super Mario Brothers.
Me neither.
But that's where this comes from, apparently. It's good music.
It's a deep dive for this anime.
That's what this show's about. So we got laughing mushrooms, we got crying mushrooms, we got anger mushrooms. Were there any others?
Not that we saw.
The 3 emotions.
Right. Inside Out just kind of lied about the others.
Yeah, where's my disgust mushroom?
A disgust room.
For me, every mushroom is a disgust mushroom.
I'll eat all your mushrooms. I love mushrooms.
I would love for you to eat all my mushrooms.
Do it. Put them on a pizza. Cram it in my mouth.
Put them on a pizza and then pick them off carefully and give them to you.
Put them on my pizza.
They get picked up by a giant paratrooper.
Yeah, why was it so big?
Mario does, at least. This is another thing. Like, there are a lot of Mario games that have a giant world with giant enemies, but none of those games had happened yet. This isn't the only instance of a giant enemy in this movie.
Yeah, I started to think that, like, they were just small because they hadn't consumed the mushroom, the power-up mushroom, but it's only like a couple things that are big.
I know, yeah. So this giant paratrooper picks Mario up and carries him to what I guess is its nest. But the nest is full of baby birds.
Yeah, they really lean into the bird aspect on the paratrooper.
They are just, but like the paratrooper is a flying turtle in this movie.
Yes.
But the paratrooper's babies are just birds.
Maybe they haven't grown their shells yet.
Well, they don't have the legs. The paratrooper
That's
still has
true.
4 legs. The birds don't.
Maybe it's like a tadpole and it goes through a wild life cycle.
It's gonna lose its bird legs and grow its turtle legs.
Yeah, they come out of the shell.
I haven't even lost my bird legs yet.
Oh, you still got arm wings? Wait till you get your shell.
So he gets dumped in this nest as food for the babies, but he gives them the mushrooms and then becomes one of the babies.
I loved that so much. He just lives with them for a little bit until the paratrooper comes and conveniently brings his brother.
Yeah.
Where they're all sitting there with their mouths open.
Yeah, I love that Mario even calls the paratrooper mom at that point.
He's fully assimilated.
So the paratrooper is played by Reiko Nanako. This was her only credit that I could find.
Oh.
She might have just been like staff on the movie in another capacity and just did the voice for convenience. Because this paratrooper doesn't say much. So Mario is able to convince the birds that Luigi and Kibidango are bad food and asks the paratrooper mom to go and get something nicer for dinner for them.
For a hot second, I thought that Mario was fully convinced that he was a bird, that he'd just been there too long and he was assimilating to the lifestyle.
He's been there like 3 minutes.
We don't know. He takes a chomp out of Luigi's nose. He's gone feral. I have sent you a picture.
Do you think that should be the thumbnail?
It's a good picture.
It's pretty good.
People will click just to figure out what the heck.
They spot a mushroom encased in ice way high up the mountain.
Well, they figure since they can't go down, they have to go up.
Yeah. And when they see this mushroom, they assume it has to be one of the power-ups, even though it doesn't look that special.
But it's frozen.
It is frozen.
That's special.
Mario gets up there and pulls it, and then coins rain down for Luigi.
Right. We gotta give the other one a consolation prize.
And everyone falls out of the nest. The birds try so hard to save them.
They break the fall for sure. Like, they dampen the impact.
I love that once they get to the bottom, the baby birds are like, these guys are hopeless. And they just fly back up to the nest.
These losers, they can't even fly.
And then all of Luigi's coins turn into toads.
That was weird.
It was weird, especially because they all look very human. The toads earlier looked a bit more toad-like, but these ones are just people with mushroom hats on.
It's weird.
This toad is played by Yuriko Yamamoto, who is known for playing Yuria in Fist of the North Star and Ringo-chan in Anpan Man. I guess the mushroom that Mario pulled wasn't the real one, because the toads have the real one.
Yeah, then she gives him the power up.
So yeah, that mushroom really was just a mushroom that he pulled. But it just happened to also be concealing a bunch of coins that were the toads that did have the real mushroom.
Yeah.
There's a lot of string of coincidences there.
Listen, we gotta move through this movie quick. We only got an hour.
I liked the paratrooper and her babies waving goodbye as the brothers march off again
Yeah.
for our next walking montage.
They're friends now. She has accepted Mario as one of her children.
This is like, we saw Bullet Bills briefly earlier, but I think this is their only like real appear. They don't really appear in the story anywhere, but they're in this montage. Mario kicks a bunch of them back at the Bill Blaster that they came from. Also the only Bill Blaster that we see.
Yeah, I was convinced that we were gonna get an airship scene, which we do, but it's not the same.
Also, we see the first regular Koopa Trooper that I noticed.
And it's large.
It's huge! And then Mario grows like 50 feet and throws it.
Yeah, that's why I was like, maybe they're just small because they didn't eat the mushroom, but it's just that Koopa and the paratrooper.
This also confused me because this shows, like, after he gets each power-up, we see him use it in the next walking segment.
Yeah.
But then later on, they're like, you have to eat the power-ups to use them, and he hasn't eaten them yet. So how did he do this?
I don't know.
Doesn't make any sense if you want my opinion.
After he uses the mushroom to stomp the Koopa, then the whole party is giant and walking through the desert.
Are they giant? I didn't even notice that.
It certainly looks that way with the tiny cacti in the foreground and the fact that they're just like casually strolling over the dunes.
Oh, there we go then. I don't know if these montages are meant to be taken literally.
What? This is a very serious movie.
The Goombas show up again, and they tell them about a whole bunch of different courses that they could go to. And, I mean, I guess there are different courses in the first Mario game, but the way they're describing them really put me in mind of, like, Mario 64.
Right.
Because I think that's the first game where they were actually called courses rather than levels or stages.
Or just a series of numbers.
Yeah, and the Goombas are describing them like they're all themed, which the stages weren't really themed in the first game. It was just overworld, underworld, water. I think that was it. Oh, and castle.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely no flower garden course? That's what they direct them to. There was nothing like that in the first game.
There's no giant world.
Yeah. And now the underground music from the first game plays. As the brothers narrowly avoid getting eaten by piranha plants.
Lots and lots of pink piranha plants.
Yeah, you know, they actually do look more like modern piranha plants than the sprites in the first game did. Because it's only the colors that are off. Other than that, it looks exactly like a modern piranha plant.
Yeah.
But they, instead of the red with white lips and spots that we're used to, we've got pink with lighter pink spots and lips.
I wish we had pink piranha plants.
There's probably some in some game somewhere, right?
Maybe.
There's a lot of different colored piranha plants across the series.
True.
This wasn't super eventful. They escape, and the whole flower course seems to sink into the ground for some reason.
Yeah, I do think that this chunk was my least favorite chunk.
I did like Lakitu, who shows up now.
Lakitu's a fun character, but it was kind of a boring scene of events.
Yeah, Lakitu is played by Junko Hori, known for being the Japanese voice of Bart Simpson.
There it is.
I told you it was coming back.
I've been on guard for it.
So apparently the piranha plants were Lakitu's flowers, and they actually are always referred to as flowers in Japanese. They're not called piranha plants, they're called pakun flowers.
Huh.
But he's mad about the way they treated his flowers and how they didn't get eaten by them.
I would be mad too. I was upset when my Venus flytrap died.
Oh yeah, I forgot about your Venus flytrap. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a few years.
And you're still mad, huh?
Still seething. I think it was my fault. I mean, it had to have been my fault. Nobody else touched it.
Well, he throws a bunch of spiny eggs at them. And then this whole, like, weather thing. Lakitu traditionally does not control the weather. But this one does.
It does ride a cloud, and apparently clouds are all of the weather, all of the seasons.
He does ride a cloud, that's true. But yeah, he, using the correct combination of weather, which I think was what, like rain and then sun or something?
Yeah, to awaken the spinies from hibernation.
Yeah, from their egg form. And they all wake up, and then there's a whole fight about it. They get the brothers, there's like a beanstalk that shows up for some reason. And lifts the brothers up to safety.
Did you notice when Lakitu was casting thunder from his cloud that he had like the Raijin? I don't even know how to describe them behind him.
Yeah, I did notice that.
What are those? What is the story behind those?
There's thunderballs.
Is that what they are?
I don't know.
There's clearly a cultural context for them because they're in like everything Japanese.
Yeah, I don't know. But he had them.
Yeah. To cast thunder.
Lakitu escapes somehow. I think he just flies away. But Mario manages to steal a part of his cloud and uses it to make the spinies hibernate by making it snow on them.
This scene went on for way too long.
Yeah. But, you know, we saw Lakitu, we saw piranha plants, we even saw a beanstalk, and we even saw Mario steal Lakitu's cloud.
That's true, you do get to do that.
There's so much from the game going on here.
But then once winter clears, the spinies have all just died and decomposed and created a field of flowers.
Yeah, that was a bit disturbing. But then Lakitu's cloud turns into another toad.
Oh no! What in this world isn't a terrible fairy?
And then she gives them the flower power-up. This toad is played by Hiroki Emori, who we've talked about before.
Yeah?
Because she was the voice of Zurobon in Dragon Quest The Adventure of Dai. That was the mage woman on the party that he...
Yeah.
The party who were portrayed as heroes but turned out to be jerks.
Right. Chopped all of the snakes and butterflies in half.
Yeah.
Still traumatized by that.
Yeah, it was weird. But they got all sewed back together. They were fine.
They did get sewed back together.
So we got another walking montage. And this time we see some buzzy beetles.
Yeah.
They have been interpreted the least accurately of every enemy we see in this movie.
Yeah.
They just look like army helmets with a turtle inside here.
Yeah, I don't even know if I registered that that's what it was supposed to be.
I wouldn't have if it wasn't for the fact that that's the only enemy left that isn't represented in any other way.
Right.
So that has to be what it's supposed to be. But Mario defeats them by throwing fireballs at them, which is impossible in the game.
Listen,
you
don't know.
They are fireproof. But yeah, again, like he's throwing fireballs now that he's got the flower, but he hasn't eaten it yet.
No, but you know what he has eaten?
Is this where that happens?
The Mario Ramen that comes out of a brick he breaks.
Yeah, they find a row of blocks and they jump up to hit them. Luigi gets a bunch of coins. And Mario finds Mario Ramen.
Mario Ramen
Is that... Please tell me that's a real product that existed.
Rest assured, this is product placement.
Oh, I wish it wouldn't be toxic to eat a pot of Mario Ramen because I want some so bad.
You want some 40-year-old Mario Ramen?
I said I wish.
Yes, this was a real product that was released around the same time by Myojo, who make the ramen I buy to this day.
We should demand Mario Ramen make a comeback.
Yeah. Hey, we'll advertise it. We'll recreate this scene on Super Breakfast Friends Club.
You don't even have to pay us. Pay us in noodles.
Pay us in Mario Ramen. We could probably just, if we just got some Myojo Ramen and figured out what flavors they use, we could probably just make it.
It's not the same.
Actually, there is still Mario Ramen that you can get. I wonder if it's still made by... I'm going to look it up. Because when I was doing the research to find out if this was real, I did come across Mario Spicy Tomato Noodle,
Ooh.
which is a currently available product. Is it from Myojo? I don't see the Myojo logo on there. Might be a different company now. Oh, it's out of stock too. Might not be available anymore. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's Myojo. But, $8. $8 for a Mario pot noodle.
For one pot noodle?
That's what I'm seeing.
That's ridiculous. I guess it's an import.
Yeah.
That's like 8 pot noodles.
I know. But is it worth it to have the fire flour noodle?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, the Goombas have left a trail of coins for the brothers to follow into a cave. And the cave is just, when they get in there, there's just veins of gold running through the whole cave.
Mm-hmm.
But they get sealed in.
Oh no, the fools.
And this is the point where Mario finally realizes the Goombas work for Bowser.
To be fair, Luigi dealt with them the first time.
That's true.
Luigi should have been suspicious the second time.
Yeah, good point. But this third time, they both should have been suspicious. And the prison's guarded by a Hammer Brother.
I did enjoy that.
Yeah, the Hammer Brother is played by Keaton Yamada, who will go on to play Bakemon in Digimon. That's the ghost one. We haven't seen him yet.
A ghost?
Yeah, you'd like Bakemon, I think.
I think I already do.
Do you want me to
Yeah.
get you an illustration?
I would like you to draw for me an illustration, yes. What a gross ghost.
Well, he's a Digimon.
All Digimon are gross.
Yeah, they're all a little bit too detailed. Anyway, we're talking about Mario, Mel. Stay on top.
Yes, stop talking about Digimon all the time.
So, where were we? They're trapped in the cave.
Yeah, with the Hammer Brother, who looks so annoyed to be there, and I love it.
He's huge as well.
But not Koopa huge.
Yeah, it's funny. This guy's big, but it feels like he's just a big guy. He doesn't feel like a kaiju like some of the others we've seen. Meanwhile, at Bowser's castle, Bowser is trying to get Peach to answer what kind of wedding dress she wants. Ignoring the whole forced wedding thing, he's being kind of sweet.
He just wants to see her happy. He performs all kinds of tricks for her.
Yeah, like, he shouldn't be doing this, but at least he does genuinely care about her happiness, even if he doesn't care enough to accept that she doesn't want to marry him. I don't know. Listen, this fell apart under basic scrutiny.
Don't look at it that hard. We all know that Bowser's a good boy.
Peach tricks him into turning into different things for her amusement, because that's a thing he can do, apparently.
Yeah, that was weird and unexplained.
Yeah. In the first game, there was a lot of talk about Bowser's magic. He used to be able to do magic. Did you know that?
I guess that makes sense. All those kings got turned into animals.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess it's been done again since, but usually when Bowser's doing magic in later games, it's because he has something. He has a wand, or he has the Star Rod, or something like that.
Kammy Koopa.
Yeah. But I guess Magic Koopas didn't exist yet when this was made.
He's the original Magic Koopa.
Yeah. Eventually, she tricks him into turning into a teddy bear, and then she locks it in a chest. But that doesn't stop him for very long.
It was a good idea, but it wasn't the best idea.
Yeah, I figured she was going to do something. When he turned into the teddy bear and she picked it up, my first thought was, is she just going to toss it out the window into the ocean? What's she going to do?
Right. I figured she would lock it up somehow.
Yeah.
But then he just embiggened and broke out again.
Yeah, it almost looked like the chest was him.
It did look like that, yes.
Because he didn't break out of the chest. The chest kind of transformed into Bowser. So I don't know. Maybe the chest was a part of him all along.
It is his colors.
Yeah. He's like, well, if I turn into a small teddy bear, I've got to put the rest of my mass somewhere.
Magic is only so magic.
Oh, he tells her that he's captured Mario, which is true. So she cries for a little bit. And we go back to Mario, who's daydreaming about dancing with Peach on a romantic date.
His problematic daydreaming.
Yeah, the song here, I think, is Adieu, My Love by Mimi Yamase, who is the woman playing Peach.
Yeah.
幸せになれるきっといつか心でキャンバスあなたの姿映し出すその髪を微笑む
That's also the song that plays over the credits. Luigi and Kibidango are trying to get Mario's attention, but he's too busy daydreaming. He's got a Hammer Brother to kiss.
Luigi is fully dug an escape tunnel already, and Mario's like, not now.
Yeah.
I'm doing my maladaptive daydreaming.
I mean, it could go either way on that being an escape tunnel, because the entire time they've been locked in this cave, Luigi has been happily digging for gold.
Yeah.
He does not care that they're trapped. He's enjoying the gold digging.
He is, but this does immediately lead them outside of the cave.
Oh no, yeah, it's clear that he has also deliberately dug them as escape tunnel. He must have already collected all the gold.
All the gold he could fit in his gold hauling sack.
He has a big sack. They go through the escape tunnel, and I love that they're outside, but then Luigi sees the Hammer Brother guard coming back, and he breaks through the bars.
Right!
So that he can be in the cave acting casual to fool the guard, and it works.
It's some good cartoon logic.
Yeah, the implication that they could have just broken through the bars, these wooden bars.
They needed the right impetus to break through.
Yes.
Which they could only get from the outside.
It's like how Roger Rabbit could only take his hand out of the cuffs when it was funny.
Right.
So I guess they fight the Hammer Brother. He doesn't seem to be defeated to me, but he is just kind of done.
No, but I was particularly triggered by this scene because it was right after you and I had played Left 4 Dead. And we were running away from the tank that spawned outside the elevator. And I'm climbing the ladder and it hit me with a boulder. And that's basically what's happening in this scene.
Yeah. Luigi's crying by a cliff.
All of his gold turned into rocks.
I hate it when all my gold turns into rocks. You ever go to the bank and you're like, hey, I'd like to make a withdrawal. And they're like, sorry, all your gold turned into rocks.
All your money is rocks.
You can withdraw some rocks.
This one's particularly shiny.
So he didn't come here for rocks, so he just empties them all into the sea. But it turns out the star was in there.
You fool, Luigi.
This is a long segment, huh?
Yeah.
So Mario dives in to find the star. And this whole segment is like a fever dream, I think.
Yeah.
Like, first, they find this big anglerfish, which isn't from the game.
No.
And then some kind of like flat red thing is chasing them.
Yeah, they were getting chased by like a magic carpet that turned into a big cheap.
Yeah, I was so confused about that. It's a flat thing with eyes, wiggling and woogling along in the ocean, and then it inflates into a giant cheap, which suddenly explodes into a bunch of normal-sized cheap.
Yeah.
For no reason. And then they just go. It just goes away.
Well, it sort of comes back later, but yeah, gone for the present moment.
Well, I'm assuming the one later is a different one, since that first one exploded into smaller ones.
Back. He turned back into a carpet and then reinflated. Did it all over again.
And then they spot this giant clam that has real Kirby vibes to me.
Yeah.
It looks like a Kirby character. And then the clam has the star and it closes up. And Kibidango becomes a rock star. And Mario...
Well, they have to think up a scheme to get the clam to open.
But what is the scheme?
To distract it by looking stunning.
Mario becomes a ballerina. And Kibidango becomes a little rock star with... Yeah, he's got like a star on his eye now. And a guitar.
It made the clam interested enough that it opened up. And then Mario dove in.
But then he's just trapped in there.
Yeah.
And then Kibidango reads a book and tickles the clam.
Yeah.
All right. You had fewer questions than I did, it sounds like.
Yeah. At this point, I don't know why you would have any questions at all regarding the logic of the Mario world.
Because this is as weird as it got. This is the far end of the weirdness of this movie.
I loved the scene, the ballerina scene so much that I didn't even question it. It's like, yeah, this is just where we are now.
Yeah, all right. They get chased by the giant cheap again once they get the star back and chases them to a sunken ship. And then it just like rams into it and explodes into smaller cheaps again and they go away again.
Yeah, that didn't seem intentional though.
No, but it's... Why don't the smaller cheaps do anything? They always just go away.
Because they're too busy being shot at high speed from an exploded cheap.
So then the ship floats away, but a huge blooper was underneath it.
Yeah.
And
Kraken of bloopers.
And it chases them. It's funny, like giant bloopers became quite a common thing in the Paper Mario series, but at this point we'd only seen teeny tiny ones.
Yeah.
And now, for some reason, Luigi is on a desert island.
Well, Luigi did not join Mario and Kibidango in the sea because he can't swim, so he's just been waiting for them on this tiny little lone island.
How did he get onto the island?
Because cartoons might.
That's not where they left him. And he apparently can't swim.
Cartoons.
So the ship floats up into the sky for some reason.
Right, you're more concerned with the fact that Luigi's on an island than there's a ship flying through the air.
I have many concerns. So yeah, they pick Luigi up and I guess they just like lose the blooper. I don't know. Whatever happened.
The song going on at this point is giving me whiplash.
So, yeah, now we get this scene where they're flying the airship, and the song here is Crystal Ball by Mami Yamase. Again, Peach's voice actor.
Right, this is the one that really sounded like her.
I really liked this scene.
I did like this scene.
It was very pretty. Just this image of this ship in the sky with like Luigi sitting on the edge of it with like his arm resting on his knee, I thought was really pretty.
They're just floating through a beautiful starry sky.
Yeah, really
They've
nice.
scraped the giant blooper against a mountain and now it's just chill.
Yeah, I think this is As far as like artistically, this is my favorite part of the movie, I think.
This part kind of gave me Kirby vibes. I think just the style of the stars. felt
Yeah.
Like a Kirby sky.
The color scheme as well is kind of a Kirby
Yeah.
one. Yeah, I see what you mean there. So they spot Bowser's castle on the horizon, and there's a crescent moon over it. Mario says he thought the wedding was supposed to be on the night of a full moon. And the moon overhears this and transforms into a full moon. I really liked that.
I was very confused, and then I accepted it. I just allowed it to happen.
The moon's little shocked face when Mario says it's supposed to be a full moon. Just like, oh!
Oh, he's right.
We see the wedding ceremony. It's very culty.
It's a little culty.
The Koopas are circling a fire with bowls of fruit for some reason.
And there are some robed Koopas singing a horrible song.
Yeah. The Goombas are here reassuring Bowser that Mario is still trapped. I guess they haven't checked lately.
No, they had to come all the way to the castle to inform him.
And then there's a Koopa doing Peach's makeup, and she ends up looking like a funny clown.
I did like that Koopa and his bowl cut.
What's this butt hat that they put on her?
The ceremonial butt hat.
Stop looking at my ceremonial butt hat. So there's this Koopa priest. God, some of the Koopa designs here, like, they don't look like Koopas, but I like them.
Yeah, like, apparently Bowser's father?
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Did he not just call him father because he's a priest?
Oh, that does make sense. For some reason, I just was like, are we finally seeing where Bowser comes from?
I think it's just because it's a priest.
For some reason, it didn't really click in my head that he would have an actual priest at his weird cult forced marriage.
It maybe only clicked that way with me because this character is credited as Koopa Priest. So.
Okay.
But the priest is played by Georgie Yanami, who we've talked about before. He was the voice of Marduk in Twinbee Paradise.
Ooh.
I forget if Marduk was the villain or if he was like the crazy scientist guy.
I don't remember.
Let me double check. I think he was the villain. Oh no, he wasn't. He was Madoka's grandfather.
Oh, okay.
The one who was a villain of one of the games, but only because he hit his head and went crazy.
Right. I miss Twinbee.
Me too. We gotta get the rest of those subbed somewhere. We gotta pay someone to do it.
We gotta get money.
Yeah, a Super Breakfast Friends Club at patreon.com. Help us pay to get things subbed so we can watch them.
And then you can listen to us watch them.
Hey, we'll put the subbed versions out there for everyone else to watch as well.
That's true.
Archive.com or whatever it is, .org.
Yeah, we'll circulate those tapes.
Yeah, of course we will. So Peach has been depressed for this whole time because she thinks that her hope of escape has been quashed, but then she spots something in the sky and gets really happy, and Bowser misinterprets it as her changing her mind.
Finally coming to her senses.
Yeah. But no, she's just seen Mario in the airship flying in. He tells the Goombas to deal with Mario while he takes Peach and runs to continue the ceremony in a sealed room somewhere. And this is where we get like the most Mario game feeling part
Right.
of the movie, I think. Because we get this like 2D, it looks like a castle scene. There's even a fire bar like swinging around.
And Luigi just digs his way through.
But then there's also this part with these giant cogs, which does feel very Mario, but like 20 years later Mario.
Right, that's some tick-tock clock.
Yeah, this is some like new Super Mario Brothers stuff. So, very forward thinking. And then he ends up in this big old lava room with moving platforms going up and down and like fireballs, and the Goombas are here controlling all of it. Meanwhile, Luigi's just digging for coins.
This sounds like how you and I play video games together.
Which one, though?
It depends.
It does depend on the game, doesn't it?
Right, because, like, initially I was thinking that I would be the one jumping the platforms, but then I was thinking about Stardew Valley, and I was like, no, I was the one digging that time.
Actually, I don't know, because that you were at least still doing what you're supposed to do in the game.
True. You were just spending all my money.
I was spending all your money flirting with girls and petting cows. I don't know what you're supposed to do in Stardew Valley.
You sell your soul to the mines.
Yeah, I guess that sounds like what you were doing.
Going to the desert and losing my sanity.
Yeah, Luigi, while he's digging, hits a water vein and floods the lava room, turning it into a nice bath.
This was giving me some us playing Terraria vibes. You and your water management.
Because I love flooding things.
Yeah.
I
flood all my tunnels with water.
I've always been like this, Mel. This is, like, as a kid, I used to love just, like, pouring water on stuff.
Why are you like this?
I don't know. There's just something really satisfying to me about, like, water. Not even just water. I would do it with sand. I just like to watch things engulf things.
Okay.
I can't explain it. There's something satisfying about it to me.
Meanwhile, in the secret corridor...
Yeah, Bowser's putting a ring on Peach's wrist.
Entire body.
It's a real big ring. That ring was made for a Koopa bride.
Yeah.
But the whole castle just kind of starts crumbling. I'm not sure why that happened.
Maybe because it's been structurally damaged by all the water?
Maybe. Maybe that lava was load-bearing.
Load-bearing lava!
But now it's time for the fight. It's the final boss fight.
Yeah, it's the Ganondorf on the roof.
It's Bowser versus Mario, and Bowser's breathing fire and stuff already.
We've gotta choke down the power items to win.
Yeah, Kibidango tells Mario he needs to eat the power-ups to use them. I'm saying...
Contrary to what we've already witnessed.
I'm saying, we've already seen him use 2 of them. And he doesn't use those 2 here. Like, I thought he was going to eat all 3 of them, and then he would become the same size as Bowser, start throwing fireballs, and be invincible.
Right.
But I guess only one of those things, only the last one happens.
Maybe he just needs all of them together to activate the star.
Maybe. Also, for some reason, that reason actually, I guess, being product placement.
Oh,
Before he
yes!
eats the power-ups,
I was so taken aback by that.
a bowl of rice appears. Unbidden. Just appears. Along with some Mario rice seasoning.
Right. Like, he says he needs it to help him choke down all of the stuff, and he dumps his Mario Furikake, which I also want.
Yes, this is, as you may have guessed, another real product. This time made by Nagatanyan. And, yeah, just throwing in some real, not even subtle product placement.
No, but it's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. I think it's hilarious. This is like Wayne's World style product placement.
I mean, it worked on me. I want to eat both of those products.
Yeah, but we are so easily manipulated by food commercials specifically.
How dare you?
Is it not you as well? It's me for sure.
I wouldn't say food commercials, but there was a time where my YouTube recommended shorts were all just like food preparations, and I would sit there and watch it for so long.
I cannot walk past a billboard for food without craving that food. It works on me every time. Even if I don't really like it.
See, that's not a problem I have. If I don't like it, I'm not going to be tempted to eat it.
There aren't many foods I dislike, to be fair. I'll eat almost anything. Mario eats the mushroom and the flower, but he loses the star down a hole, and then he gets kind of beaten up for a bit.
Just a bit.
A little
Because
bit.
then who comes to save the day? Our boy Luigi.
Oh yeah, it's Luigi time, as always. Also, like, Peach is agreeing to marry Bowser if he doesn't kill Mario, but he still wants to kill him anyway.
Right, he's like, no, it's too late for that. You had your chance.
Listen, we're gonna get married either way.
This way I get what I want.
I want to kill this guy and get married. I can have both.
It's my wedding.
This wedding's all been about you. I want what I want.
Bridezilla over here.
Oh, don't kill my friend.
If I had $1 for every time I heard that at my wedding.
Yeah, the star music plays.
Yeah.
Luigi shows up because he's got the star. He feeds it to Mario. Bowser stomps them, but Mario just kind of lifts him up from underneath. And I really thought he was going to grow to Bowser's size.
No, he doesn't need to.
He doesn't need to, but he should have. He didn't get any bigger. He didn't throw any fireballs.
But he did glow a little bit.
He did glow a little bit. And he tossed Bowser into the far distance.
He swung Bowser by his tail.
He sure did. And you know that's coming up in the legacy portion of the episode.
I assumed.
With Bowser's spell broken, things begin to return to normal. It didn't occur to me that this wasn't just Bowser's castle.
I had that exact same thought. I was like, what? You mean that wasn't normal before?
Yeah. But all of these craggy rocks become a beautiful flower field. And Peach's castle reappears. Doesn't look anything like what we're used to.
No, but we haven't seen that yet.
No, it did make me realize, though, Peach's castle has such a specific look.
Yeah.
There are a lot of castles, like Hyrule Castle, I wouldn't recognize it. You showed me a Hyrule Castle I haven't seen before. I wouldn't know that it was Hyrule Castle because it looks different every time. Peach's castle does look different every time, but still recognizable enough, you know?
Right.
It's always got those white walls, it's always got those red roofs with on the towers. And it's always got that big stained glass window of Peach.
Right.
And I guess, Mario 64, I guess, was the first time we ever saw it, huh?
Yeah.
This one looks a little bit more Wizard of Oz to me.
A little bit typical fantasy.
Yeah, something Emerald City about it. So Mario gives Peach back her necklace. And she says that there's a legend that one day a prince wearing the same necklace will appear. And immediately Mario's like, Luigi, do we have one just like this at home?
Oh yeah, I left my necklace at home actually. It's mine.
Yeah, you know? Wouldn't you know it? We forgot it back at the grocery store that I'm Prince of.
Oh, you know what? That one might actually be mine. Yours might be back at home.
But no, Luigi bursts his bubble and says that they do not have one at home.
I mean, good, because it turns out that the dog that's been following them this whole time is apparently a prince.
Yes, Kibidango transforms into Prince Haru of the Flower Kingdom. I do really like this. Makes a lot of sense to me that there would be a Flower Kingdom.
Yeah.
As soon as he said the Flower Kingdom, I was like, yeah, why isn't that a thing? Like, we've got the Mushroom Kingdom. Where's the Flower Kingdom? And the Star Kingdom? And the Special Kingdom?
And the Reverse Kingdom.
The Mirror Kingdom, yeah.
That's Crystal Palace.
I love that the story here is that he was on his way to visit Peach when Bowser turned him into a dog.
Just for funsies. Who's this little nerd?
Dog.
I mean, I would rather be a dog than a block.
That's true.
In fact, I'd be mad if you turned me back into a human if I was a dog.
Everybody loves dogs. But yeah, guess what? Haru's wearing the same necklace as Peach.
Who could have seen that coming? Actually, no one.
Yeah, I don't like this.
No, it's weird!
It's weird, isn't it? Like, I guess they only had the first game, so there was no... And that's the only game Peach had been in.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no way to say for sure that Peach was ever going to show up again.
Right.
Because if you look at the Mario series... Because Super Mario Brothers wasn't the first Mario game. And if you look at the series up to this point, Mario hasn't really had recurring enemies or characters besides Luigi.
Right.
Mario's first game, he fights Donkey Kong, and his girlfriend is Pauline. Mario's second game, Luigi shows up. There's no villain, there's no girlfriend. And then this is the third game, and it's the first one with Bowser and Peach, so there's nothing...
There's no precedent.
Yeah, there's nothing to say that the next game won't be another new villain and new girlfriend for him.
Right.
It could have just gone on that way forever. In fact, it wasn't the next game, but the first Game Boy game, Super Mario Land, had a new villain and a new girl that he was trying to save. Tatanga the spaceman, and Princess Daisy. So maybe they really were just like, we need to get this woman out of the way for the next one.
She's way out of Mario's league. We're gonna marry her off.
But now, looking back at this now, with like 40 years of Mario and Peach having this, you know, it's a
Will they, won't they?
It's a gentle romance, but it's clearly a romance by this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've seen them like dancing, and we've seen her kissing him on the nose too many times for it to just be nothing. That makes looking at this now so weird, where she's like, this ends with her in the arms of another man.
Right, of a non-Bowser man.
Yeah, because that's the thing here. That's how it ends. It's just like, oh, Prince Haru is the guy that she's gonna get married to, and it just ends with them in each other's arms, waving goodbye to the Mario brothers as they leave.
Yeah, it's just a montage of them walking away.
Prince Haru, by the way, played by Masami Kikuchi, who we've talked about before. He played Joe in Digimon and PJ Berry in Parappa the Rapper.
Didn't we just talk about him more recently than that?
Did we? I don't remember.
I feel like we did.
He might have been Sonic in the OVA as well, now that I think about it. Yes, he played Sonic and Metal Sonic in the Sonic OVA. I don't see anything else, though, that we've talked about.
Felt like it was like 2 weeks ago, but
yeah.
I'm not good with time.
I have some lingering memory of something like that too, but I'm not seeing anything that it could have been, so not sure. If anybody knows, remind us. Remind us when we talked about him last. Mario and Luigi are heading home, and the old man appears again.
Mysterious.
And he says, "True courage is born from true love, and that's the true symbol of a hero, Mario." I don't think he knows what just went down.
And I don't think that makes sense at all.
No. Especially not in the context of what just happened.
Right.
Mario just missed out on true love.
Let's cut him some slack. He's been mushrooms this whole movie.
That's true. He showed up late. He was supposed to be here for the Kibidango reveal.
He overslept.
He was in line at Starbucks. That's the end.
Yeah, that's the end of the very first movie.
Yeah. Adieu, My Love plays again over the credits as the brothers walk home. It really is just a long... I don't know if you could even call it a montage of them walking home. Nothing happens. They just
the
walk.
Scene changes.
Yeah, it's not until the very end that they look at the camera to say goodbye as they walk into the pipe that I guess takes them home. And then there's a little after credits scene.
Why did this scene exist?
I don't know, but I kind of loved it. So in the after credits scene, we're back at the Mario Brothers grocery, and the old lady from the beginning walks in to attempt to buy ingredients again. But this time, instead of Mario, her shopping is brought to her by Bowser. And then she just, like, dies, I guess?
Yeah, she does just like a little wacky dance.
I think it's supposed to be like a do-do-do-do-do-do-do. She just, like, died.
I guess.
Because it does do the game over jingle afterwards.
Hello, Marty.
So I think that wacky little dance is her equivalent of how Mario kind of like looks at the screen and throws his arms up when he dies.
I can't believe she died.
I know.
I guess she was old.
But what a strange ending, right? That Bowser becomes an employee of Mario and Luigi. I liked it. I liked this movie. It was very strange.
Yep. Very Japanese for Mario.
Yes. Yeah, considering like there isn't that much Japanese about Mario in general. It's very clearly... I think Miyamoto has said before that Mario is mostly inspired by his love of Popeye as a kid. So Mario's very Popeye inspired, which is obviously a very American series. So it's funny that this one has much more of a Japanese influence. I was impressed by how much it does feel like Mario, given how little they had to go on at the time. Weird that Luigi is blue.
I can look past it.
I mean, eventually I stopped noticing it, but it took me a little while to get used to it. This came out to coincide with Super Mario Bros. 2, which was the game that gave the characters their like official designs, which really haven't changed very much ever since then. Mm-hmm. That was the first game where Luigi was taller than Mario, because before this he had always just been a palette swap.
Right.
So obviously, the fact that Luigi's taller than Mario in this movie means that they had access to the Mario Bros. 2 development stuff.
They knew the secrets.
They knew that Luigi was going to be taller than Mario from now on. But he's not green, which he was definitely in that artwork as well. So
they didn't know all the secrets.
I wonder if they did know all the secrets and that it maybe like earlier concepts Luigi was going to be blue.
Maybe.
And then maybe they changed him to green and they just didn't have time to like fix it for the movie.
Right.
But who knows? No idea. So, you know what time it is now?
Is it time to speak of the legacy?
Oh, it's time. And there's a bunch of stuff I thought about here.
Oh, no.
This, I think, is the first media that portrays Bowser as being in love with Peach.
Yeah.
That's a big part of his character now. But in the games, that didn't become a part of his character until Paper Mario. Did you know that?
That makes sense, yeah. And then it was all about it in Paper Mario.
Yeah, we didn't learn it until Paper Mario, where you can read Bowser's diary, and his diary is largely about his crush on Peach.
It's so cute.
Yeah. And that, I think that went a long way to like making me really like Bowser, because he hadn't had that much personality before then.
Right, he was just kind of the scary villain.
Yeah. But interesting that this movie did it 14 years earlier.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this movie is where that came from, because there's a couple other things. Like, for example, the airship.
Yeah.
Airships are like a big part of Mario now, but that started in Mario Bros. 3, which came out 2 years after this movie. But there's just like airships here. Or, well,
it's a sunken ship that flies through the air.
I wonder if this movie's where that came from. I wonder if this movie gave Miyamoto the idea, is what I'm saying, I guess.
Yeah.
Also, like we mentioned earlier, the way that Mario defeats Bowser here is by grabbing him by the tail, swinging him around and throwing him, just like he would in Mario 64 10 years later.
He didn't have to aim for those teeny tiny little bombs, but yeah.
Yeah, he didn't have to aim for the bombs, but still, the principle's the same. In Super Smash Bros., Luigi has a costume that could debatably be this outfit from the movie.
It's not the Ebenezer look, but...
but it's blue hat, blue overalls, and like a yellowish greenish shirt. It's got a greener tint. The whole costume overall has a slightly greener tint than it did in the movie, but I think it's close enough that you could make the argument that this might have been what they were referencing.
Right.
When I was looking to see other people's opinions on things that have referenced this movie, the only thing I came across was some people saying that the recent Mario movie, the Illumination one, has a scene where Mario's playing video games at night and Luigi brings him snacks. And they are calling that a reference to this. I don't know. That could be a coincidence, in my opinion.
Right. That could just be a common occurrence in life.
Yeah, Luigi wasn't wearing no Ebenezer pajamas in the...
I didn't see a candle.
No. And he wasn't bringing him snacks in this one. He was bringing him tea. So that's different.
That's because they were still Japanese.
That's true. So I don't know. If somebody who worked on the movie said that it was a deliberate reference, I'd believe it. But I didn't see anybody. I only saw people speculating, so...
We can't count it.
No. Unless someone wants to correct me and tell me where a real person from the movie said it, then I'll accept it. But that's it. That's all I got to say.
Neat.
Thanks, Super Mario Brothers, the Great Rescue Mission Peach Man movie.
Which is for free on YouTube.
Yes, the fan subbed version. It's never been released in English officially with subs or with a dub. You can watch it on YouTube with the subs. There's also a fan dub on there. We don't cover fan dubs on here because, my God, we'd be here forever.
Right. There's too many fans doing stuff.
Yeah, but there is a fan dub of this movie, so if you want to watch it without having to read the subtitles, it's possible. I actually found the fan dub easier than I found the sub, so... All right. We're done. But I said at the beginning that we would answer some questions people have asked us.
Oh, no.
There's not many, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
Will we cover more Yokai Watch? Yes.
Eventually, we'll get there. We have a lot of shows.
Will we add video to our show? That depends on what you mean, but also it kind of doesn't because the answer's no either way. If you mean, will we, show video of the shows that we're talking about, we're not going to do that because it would cause us even more headaches with the YouTube copyright system than we already have.
Right.
And we have a lot. If you mean you want to see us as we're recording this, I'm assuming you don't want to do that, Mel.
Not particularly.
No, I wasn't going to ask you to. If you want to see me on camera doing stuff, I stream. I'm Skull Pirate Mike on Twitch. So, if it's just you want to see my face and have it confirmed that I'm not an AI, come and hang out with me over there and you can see me. But Mel is an elusive figure and we're going to maintain that.
It's not even just that. You want me to come home from work and put a face on and dance around like a monkey?
Yeah, that too.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah, we should also, Mel is recording this from her bed.
I'm sorry, do you think people don't want to see all of my plushies?
Emily, we see you.
We don't understand you, but we see you.
We see you. Another one. Here's another comment from 37 minutes ago.
Okay.
Can you talk about Cryovector or QB? That was very nice. Shadow, Venoct is my number one. And can you please make more Yokai Watch? Yeah, we just answered one of those. Definitely. I think the others are all yokai from Yokai Watch.
Gotcha.
We'll get to them. Don't worry about it. I liked Yokai Watch a lot. I want to watch more of it.
I'll watch more of it. I have no choice.
Yeah, you got to watch what I say we're going to watch. There's so many more Yokai Watch, please. We get it.
Why Yokai Watch?
Everybody loves Yokai Watch is our most successful
Why?
episode on Spotify.
That's just why. The whole thing is an enigma.
Well, I think it's because we don't get Yokai Watch anymore. And there's this whole Yokai Watch audience clamoring for more Yokai Watch. And they have to come to us.
Right. They gotta scrape us up off the kitchen floor.
Sorry, guys. I want more Yokai Watch as much as you do. I love that game. It's real good. It really is just a lot of people asking for Yokai Watch in the comments, to be honest.
It's so wild to me.
But there you go. The last question that we'll answer, are we going to start watching movies? No.
No.
Because we've already started.
Oh, no!
Thanks, everybody, for joining us on the inaugural episode of Super Popcorn Friends Club. I hope you enjoyed it.
And thanks for joining us on our 100th episode of Super Breakfast Friends Club.
Yeah. Wow. If people who've stuck with us for this long, thank you so much. We love you very much. We're going to keep doing this.
Until one of us dies.
Oh, God, don't say that. Now they know how to stop us.
No, I'm just going to feed... We have 100 episodes now. Just feed it into the algorithm and make an AI.
Oh, all right. Here's a question for the audience. Should we feed the first 100 episodes into an AI and see what comes out? Or should we just not touch AI at all? I don't know. I'm so on the fence because I hate what's being done with AI right now. But I think AI is really funny when it's used for shit.
AI used to be so good when it was just generating nonsense.
Yeah, that was so funny. When it was just a funny thing that generated a bunch of garbage that was hilarious. When they just fed all the Frasier scripts into an AI and had it write an episode.
Or like Olive Garden commercials.
Yeah, that stuff was glorious. And now, as always, capitalism's come in and ruined everyone's fun.
Trying to put AI in everything.
Yeah.
For what purpose?
Trying to replace people's jobs with it.
You don't have to read anymore. You don't have to think anymore.
Somebody made an AI that finds Waldo.
Why even live?
I know, right? What's the point anymore?
Isn't one.
Like, that's the fun part of those books.
We have made life obsolete.
Thanks again for joining us, everyone. We love you. If you'd like to support our show and help us raise money to do more cool things, you can head to patreon.com/Super Breakfast Friends Club and join our elite patrons. Oh, you know it's time for us to read the names of the people who are supporting us on Patreon for the 100th episode.
The 2 names!
Listen, these are 2 of the most special names in the world.
Don't think that I am demeaning them. They are the load-bearing lava of our castle.
They are Jamie Core and Mark Kelly. Thank you so much, friends.
Yeah.
Coffee.com/Super Breakfast Friends Club also exists, and we will be adding stickers to it.
Don't threaten me.
So don't go there until there's stickers, I guess. Me telling people there's going to be stuff there soon really doesn't encourage people to go there.
No, it doesn't.
But hey, go check. Maybe the stickers are already there. But probably not. Anyway, come find me on the internet. I'm Skull Pirate Mike. You can buy my comics from me. You could read some of them for free. You could watch me stream video games. I'm currently streaming all the Rare games that are on Rare Replay. That's a feat. That's a task.
You can watch Mike suffer through the bad ones.
It's been happening. You got anything to say?
Suitcase full of pistols and money.
Bye. Happy. What? It's not even our anniversary.
No.
This isn't that special.